Our last interview of the morning, right before lunch, is with the CEO and co-founder of GLAMOURSALES. Please give a warm welcome to Thibault Villet. Everybody, welcome Thibault to the stage. Nice to see you, Thibault. Thanks very much. Here's your mic. Wow, let's jump right into it. We had a nice talk earlier about your sort of background and path to this luxury online sales. Can you share with the audience?
Sure. With two partners, we created GLAMOURSALES 3 years ago. Basically, our vision was we saw the huge success of flash sales in France. The concept was created by Vente Privée, which is a company doing $1 billion now. And we saw a vacuum in Asia. So we started in Japan 3 years ago by creating GLAMOURSALES Japan. And we launched 2 years ago the platform here in China. And what makes us unique is that we're only working directly with our brand partners, which most of them are fashion, luxury, and lifestyle brands. And we have 600 of them. I would say from Hugo Boss that we're selling today on our website to Diesel. There are hundreds, so it's difficult to name all of them. And what is interesting is that beyond this flash sales business that we have built and are growing, we have announced recently a partnership with the Neiman Marcus Group. And by the end of the year here in China, we're launching a second platform, which will be the Neiman Marcus Group online platform, which will be a full price, in-season luxury website operated in China with them.
Wow, interesting. But I'd love to drill deeper into that. But before I do, can you just share with the audience here and online the sort of key difference between flash sales and the kind of daily deal, like Groupon model?
Flash sales versus daily deals is that with flash sales we are looking at a collection of products. Basically, we're launching every day 3 to 4 events. And we have between 50 to 200 SKUs. So basically, customers have the choice to find the shirt they want, the pants they want, the size they want. Whereas usually when it's a one-off deal, people are focusing on one SKU or one service, and then they have thousands or tens of thousands of units to clear. So it's a different model. We're offering a real customer experience where customers have the choice. And we are focusing on very high quality of the execution. We are doing lots of videos to announce the events. We are doing very detailed information about the products, about the brands. Basically, it's a little bit like a fashion magazine. And actually, our art director used to be the art director of Marie Claire China. And so it's very qualitative. And the key point when you work with luxury brands is that you have to set up the bar very high and respect every single details from the way the logo or the way you describe the product. So we have this luxury DNA, and this is why I think we are a little bit unique.
That's great. So you and the other two co-founders are all French. So I think there is this sort of luxury DNA, because it seems like the luxury sort of market seems to be, in my experience, all the executives I've met all seem to be overwhelmingly French. Tell us a little bit about your story, your DNA of how you got into the luxury industry.
Well, although we are French, we actually have more than 50 years of cumulative experience in Asia. And my two partners have been living either in Japan or in China. Myself, I've been in the region since '99. My 3 kids are born in Shanghai and Hong Kong, and I have been living in Shanghai since 2002. I was actually vice president of L'Oréal China, and I launched the e-commerce of Lancôme in 2006. And I also was, after that, the president of Coach China. And after working for all these groups, I found that being in China was such an opportunity that I wanted to try entrepreneurship. My wife had some businesses here. She opened the second wine bar in Shanghai in 2004. And so we had a little bit of this entrepreneurial blood in the family.
Wow, interesting. So how many staff do you have now, and what are some of the challenges you had making the transition from working in the corporate world into striking out on your own?
Well, staff-wise, we have about 120 people, and we're recruiting 60 in the coming months. So we're looking for talent in creative, in merchandising, in analytics, in marketing, in IT. The challenges I faced, I would tell you, the first one that comes always to my mind is cash flow management. When you're working with big companies, basically you have sales targets to hit, budgets, but you never really worry about cash flow. When you're moving into entrepreneurship, you learn to think about how to manage the cash.
Yes, interesting. What about some China-specific challenges that you had? It seems like you guys have really gotten traction. You guys have just closed a B round of reportedly, 28 million. So you guys are doing it. You're obviously pulling it off here in China. 3 Laowai entrepreneurs, and but there must be some China-specific challenges.
Well, first of all, maybe there are 3 Laowais, as you say, but all our staff is from mainland China, with a few people from Hong Kong or Taiwan. Secondly, we adapt to the local market. For example, when we started the business here in China, we thought that the business model of Europe, whereby brands are working on the consignment basis with the Flashset platform, and customers are used in Europe to wait for 2 to 3 weeks for their product. Here in China, we tried the model, and after 3 weeks, we saw that we would never make it. So we changed the business model, asked the brand to give us the product in our warehouse first, do the QC, make sure that what was promised by the brand was delivered, and once we have, and we know exactly what we have in the warehouse, when you place your order on our website, it's leaving by 4 o'clock this afternoon, and if you're in Shanghai, you get it tomorrow, or in Beijing the day after. So we had to adapt the business model. Similarly, when it comes to communication, we launched our business here with a spokesperson. We used Xu Jinglei, who is a famous blogger. She had 280 million fans, and she was our spokesperson for year 1. We leverage, of course, Weibo a lot. We believed and bet on it, and Weibo gave us a nice ranking. We were ranked number 6 most influential B2C Weibo in China. So yes, we adapt to the local environment, and that's why so far we were doing well, and we were likely to continue.
That's great. So let's dig in a little bit deeper into this Neiman Marcus deal that you've done. So Neiman Marcus has a stellar reputation in the retail fashion space in the U.S. I didn't realize their online traction that they've gotten with e-commerce. Can you share a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about China?
Sure. Neiman Marcus has 43 stores in the US, but they also have a very strong e-commerce business. Actually, close to 20% of their revenue, or close to $800 million is derived from their e-commerce, which makes them, by turnover, the largest online luxury retailer worldwide. They were also
by a mile, right?
There is no competitor.
By a kilometer.
There is no competitor that goes close to those figures. And what is interesting is that they have done and they started e-commerce 13 years ago. So they have really been a pioneer. They never went out of the US, and we are very fortunate that they decided to pursue the opportunity here. Why? First, because China is bound to become the #1 luxury market within the next 2 to 3 years, surpassing the US and Japan. We estimate, according to all the different studies, that it should be a $35 billion luxury market here. Secondly, because as you all know, the e-commerce size of the market in China is likely to take over the US in the next 5 years as well. And for them, if there was one opportunity for e-commerce, it was China. But they wanted to do it with a partner, because although they have a lot of experience and a relationship with the brands, they wanted to have a partner here who shared the same philosophy, the same DNA, about quality, about luxury, about customer service. And we're working together with them. They are sending us some of their best experts to launch this Neiman Marcus China online platform before the end of this year.
Wow. there's a lot to digest in there. But one of the big shocks for me is the biggest online luxury retailer is Neiman Marcus. I mean, that's just something that all of these other new players in the space get a lot of press. But the fact is, Neiman Marcus is maybe double, triple the size of some of these players, and yeah, and also they're very U.S. centric, and they're actually looking to come into this market. I think in a way it's actually quite interesting. We've talked yesterday about foreign entrepreneurs in China and some of the challenges that they face, but I think the giant sort of outsized advantage that you have is that with luxury, people want authenticity, and people want want good price. And because you guys have been able to build up the trust and the relationships over the years, then you really own that sort of guanxi, and you're able to funnel that into China.
That's the key. As you know, there is a lot of luxury products that are sold online. But for consumers, the main challenge is to be able to find the traceability of the goods. Both GLAMOURSALES so far and Neiman Marcus coming, we are only working with the luxury brands themselves. We can trace from the origin the products. We are also offering after-sales service, exchange, repair. So this is very much at the core of how we build the relationship with the customer. And on GLAMOURSALES, for example, we have more than 50% of repeated customers, which by all the standards I know in China from my previous experiences is a very high figure. So building this trust is critical, but also having the supply. Luxury brands, especially when you go to high-end ones, they're made by order, by season, and having access to the hot bag of Y designer or X designer, you need the relationship with this designer. And what Neiman Marcus is bringing is that they are the #1 luxury retailer in the States, and they have the biggest purchasing power vis-à-vis all these brands and all these designers. Now, we also have challenges. We need to convince one by one these people to join us into the China venture, and we're going to start this year with first selection, and as we move, we will improve and add more and more of these designers and these brands. We will also include some Chinese designers, because we do believe that first there is an emerging pool of talented Chinese designers, and it could also open them some doors for the future and for the US market. So we're very excited by this opportunity.